What's up, Savages? Last night I did a thing called Savage Talk, where as long as you hashtag Savage Talk, I would get back to your question almost immediately, or as quick as I possibly could. There's a lot of good questions, a lot of good dudes out there. I appreciate everyone who basically joined in on that. I'm going to try to do it more often. Other than that, yesterday sparked team changes. Holy Testicle Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and this is a new camera angle, and that is an old jersey, and that... this hand, and that right there on the wall is a shirt that's just like, I can't wear it anymore, so I need something with capitals anyways on my wall, so I've improvised. So just like that, I am now in a homely place, right? How neat is that? But anyways, yesterday, holy hell, right? We saw two humongous things happen, and the ones we're going to cover today is FaZe. Now, I would do both of the FaZe teams, and I know some of you who may not know are like, what the hell do you mean both? But I talk too fucking much, so I'm going to break it down into, each one's going to get its own video. But today I'm talking about FaZe Black. Now, yesterday, FaZe Black was announced. And basically what this team is, it's the second competitive team for the FaZe lineup, and it features Formal, Saints, Proofy, and Censor. Now, this is 3/4 of my hypothetical team that I really wanted to see together anyways. Now, and the 3/4, of course, being Saints, Proofy, and Formal. And based on what I kind of saw at COD Champs, you were able kind of to deduce it anyways. I mean, Formal and Saints are like really, really good friends, and, you know, Proofy just wants people who are going to slay with him. So, overall, this team is very scary on paper. But now there raises a lot of questions in people's mind as to how will this team mesh, and that's what we're going to cover today. Now, right off the break, everyone's going to sit back and they're going to say, I think there's 3 kill whores on this team, and I don't think Censor's going to be able to do all the objective by himself. Okay, well, that's fair. But if you go back and you look at it, day 1 or day 2 of COD Champs, Proofy was averaging about 2.53 flag caps on Dom every single map. So the fact that he's even getting 3 and he's a kill whore is very, very good. I mean, he's a very consistent player. He's going to force the issue a lot of times. The only thing that I'm worried about with Proof is if, you know, if this team doesn't win, or if this team doesn't get top 2, or if this team basically doesn't get top 2, the only thing I'm worried about with Proof is, will he leave? Will he just basically say, bye-bye, FaZe, I am now going to join some other team? That's my only thing with Proofy right now. I feel like Proofy is so hungry that it's kind of getting the best of him. Which, you know, hey, good on you. I understand where you're coming from. But sometimes you got to take a step back, you know, to go a couple forward. But it is what it is. So that's my main concern with this team. Other than that, I mean, so I always preach this in Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, the main thing with Ghosts, and this is something that a lot of people have a hard time with, is it comes down to matchups. It really does. Like this game, there's so many gunfights, so it comes down to matchups. So when you look at a team and you're putting a team together, or like a hypothetical team in Call of Duty to go against like complexity, you have to do matchups, right? So let's just go ahead and walk through this matchup. And what I mean by matchup is individual skill, and not even so much smarts, just really, really gun skill. And that's it. And by the way, green tea is wildly mediocre compared to coffee. I am not used to it at all, and I don't like it. But I drink it because I hate myself. Anyways, let's look at this matchup, okay? At the top, you're gonna have, well, we'll just start off with Karma. So Karma is going to be lined up against Proofy. I think everyone at this point in time will say, you know what, I think that's a pretty even matchup. I would, you know, it probably could be a coin toss. Maybe, you know, 55% in favor of Karma. No, I would probably agree with that, right? No, I would. And then the next matchup here is going to be TP versus Censor. Now, TP versus Censor is really highly dependent on how TP does. Now, TP at the US Finals, you know, he got outdone by Censor completely. Like, but TP also had one of his worst events, and he still was able to place second. So that just tells you about the caliber of player that TP is. But that really is the matchup. That is the matchup everyone to have your eyes on, is TP versus Censor. Now, if all goes according to plan, for complexity, you know, TP is going to win those battles 100% of the time. But if TP is getting picked off by everyone else, you know, he will go negative, and he is going to be okay with that. And we might see might see Censor kind of come out on top on that. I forget what the Blitz, Censor tweeted it after US Finals, and he was basically like, you know, TP, get on my level. And in Blitz alone, you know, Censor had like double the caps, better plus death, or better KD, and just like overall he was just better than TP at that event. Now I'm assuming at Champs it wasn't the same way, but you're kind of getting my point here. So then next matchup, right? Next matchup is I guess we'll do the Halo guys. I was thinking about doing eggs, but we'll do the Halo guys, right? We got Formal versus Crim. Now Crim is kind of back in that spot of godliness, right? Like he's kind of like at the beginning of COD Ghosts, I was kind of like, I don't think he's got what he used to have in Black Ops 2, but he got it back without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, anyone who goes 11-0, especially versus Optic in Game 5, is definitely a fucking savage. So I don't think we have to worry about Crim too much. But on the other side, I mean, Formal already is kind of respected as a top 10, top 5 individually skilled player in this game. And now that you put him with the likes of Proofy and Saints and Censor, he's only going to continue to get better and better and better. And hopefully he starts picking up on things. And that is my phone. Why is it making a terrible noise? Stop it, phone. No one likes you. Now, anyways, so I think he's going to continue. I turned it off and it's still making beeps. That's awful. Twitter. Right? And the things we do, right? Anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah, Formal. I think he's going to continue to get better and better, but is he going to be on Crim's level? You know, that's who knows, right? I think he has the ability to. I don't think anyone's going to argue the fact that Formal doesn't have the ability to. I think Formal just has to kind of get a little bit not so one-dimensional. Right? I think that's the last one. And then the last, but certainly not least, is Saints vs. Aches. Now, Saints vs. Aches. That's so... Why am I saying that? We're Saints vs. Aches. There we go, Scott. Pretend that you can speak English. This matchup, it obviously goes in favor of Aches, but Saints has the slaying ability of them all, right? He can do just about anything. As long as this team doesn't turn into a bunch of emo douchebags and start like self-sympathizing for themselves, like, oh my god, why didn't we win this? Like, I was doing so well and you did so bad, or I did so bad, I don't know what happened. As long as that never happens with this team's going to remain in the top 3 consistently for the rest of COD Goes. But if they turn into these like big bunch of swimming pussies, then I think, you know, they're in for a world of trouble. But I think, on the whole, I'm super excited to watch this team. I think everyone should be. And other than that, leave in the comments right here in the bottom section what you think of this team. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I have one person. I'm not going to throw him under the bus yet. I will not do it. But he is saying 100% this team will not work. And his name starts with a GB. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy. And this is weird with this camera angle, I'll tell you that much.